today I will be taking you guys through I am going to be taking you guys through a glute and hamstring workout that I will be doing on my patio today. You will only need access to a dumbbell, a barbell, and a band. We're gonna get that booty pump and let's go. All right, you guys, welcome to the back porch. This is my little patio setup. We have the barbell ready, and the first exercise we will be going through is Romanian deadlifts. The goal is to warm up with the bar to start, and then I want you to build up to a heavy set of 10 reps that you're going to be doing for 4 sets. When doing this movement, make sure that you are keeping your lats engaged. This is a hamstring, a glute movement, a little bit of low back, and it does require a lot of engagement through your lats and upper back as well to keep that barbell as close to your body as possible. We are also going to be supersetting this movement. So that means directly after your first exercise, you are going to go right into another exercise, which in this case will be a complementary movement. So you're going to be doing banded hip extensions. You're going to tie a band around something supportive like a rack, or if you have a pole in your gym or your home, and you are going to be placing the band right about at your hips, where your hip crease is when you bend over. And I want you to think of pushing your butt backwards as if you were going to touch the wall behind you. And when you're squeezing your butt at the very top, make sure your hips are tucked under you. So I don't want to see your butt sticking out like it's in the IG picture. We save that for Instagram, not for this workout. After doing that superset 4 times, we're going to go into the next superset, which is going to start with single leg dumbbell RDLs. You can use a pole or a chair, something, a rack to help kind of maintain your balance. And for these specifically, I like to have the dumbbell on the same side of my leg, mainly because the goal here is really focusing on targeting the hamstring and glutes. And I highly recommend starting with a lighter dumbbell so you can kind of get the feel for it. And once you feel confident, don't be afraid to increase it. 35 pounds here for me has gotten pretty light. Switching over to the other leg. On this side, just because of room, I wasn't able to keep my back leg as straight. I tried to make a little bit more room for it, but there wasn't a ton of room on the patio. It is really small. So if you don't have the space, I'd recommend moving so that you can kind of get a little bit more of a straighter leg behind you. That'll also help to target that same leg. Next, we're going to wrap that band around our legs. You are going to bend over at the hip and make sure that the band stays pretty low, like right above your knee. We don't want it riding too far up your leg, but you're essentially going to be doing a kickback here. This is something you could do in the gym with a cable if you have that. If not, you can do it at home with a small glute loop band like this. I had to push the band down because I don't want it riding too far up. The higher it goes up on your leg, the less tension you're going to be able to get throughout the band, so it's important to keep it a little bit lower. And you will do these 2 movements for 4 sets. Next superset, dumbbell glute bridge. We're going to start with the first movement being this dumbbell glute bridge, and you're going to do 25 reps. Grab a heavy dumbbell or a heavy plate to place on top of your hips. This is going to be a while. It's a lot of hip extension, but since the range of motion isn't super deep, I like to keep the reps a little bit higher, and also since the weight isn't extremely high, I like to keep the reps higher. My camera was clearly slipping. Thankfully, it does stop at one point and I do stay in frame, but I do apologize for that. And the supersetting movement that we'll be doing is a dumbbell glute bridge hold with 20 abductions. So you're going to come up to the top of this glute bridge position, push your knees out, and keep tension in that band 25 to 30 times. Your glutes are going to be on fire. Don't let your hips sink down. The goal is to stay super extended the whole time. I even finished with 10 seconds of just holding at the top because why not? 2021 is the year of the booty. Going into the next superset, you're going to grab a dumbbell and hold it in this Zercher squat kind of a position. I like to kind of hold it up high by my chest and wrap my arms around each head of the dumbbell. And you're going to be doing a good morning. So you're essentially pushing your hips back, loading up the glutes and the hamstrings, keeping your core tight and holding that dumbbell up at your chest. And when you push those hips forward, you're squeezing the glutes at the top. I like to take this movement a little bit slower so I can really focus and engage with my glutes as opposed to my lower back. And supersetting that movement, I went into some banded pull throughs. So I just grabbed the same band that I had for my little hip extensions. And this is kind of the same thing, except I am holding the band in my hand. And we are still replicating a very similar movement to the good morning, just where the load is coming from is different. This is actually a little tri-set. I also went right into banded good mornings, and I keep the band right around my neck, and my feet are underneath the band, which is a little hard to see here. I do 20 of these, and you're essentially doing the same exact movement as you would in a good morning. Just kind of changing up my foot position. I stood a little bit wider and had my toes pointed outward some. I find that helps me to really engage my glutes. And this is what we finished off with for this glute and hamstring workout. All right, you guys, that is all for today's glute and hamstring workout. I hope you enjoyed it. I really like to superset all my movements, especially when I'm on a time crunch or I just want to get things like moving and over with. It also really just kind of takes the intensity to the next level if you really want to challenge yourself. So if you really liked this and you are working out in a gym or you have a barbell and dumbbells at home, I highly recommend you check out the Slim Fit Guide if you want to follow a program. So it's a 6-week program that'll help you with building your glutes as well as your upper body pulling strength. So it'll teach you basically how to do a pull-up as well as help you with building and shaping your legs. So if you have questions about that, I'll link it in the description below, and I will see you in the next video.